Hello everyone and welcome to The Woolly Way. If you're new here, hi, my name is Whitney, but if you're a returning viewer, it's so good to have you back. Today, I feel like we have a few more things to talk about than last week's video. So, let's just jump right into it. This is just a normal knitting podcast, I should say. We talk about my finished objects, whips, and acquisitions. Sadly, I do not have any finished objects, but I do have 3 whips and I guess you could say 1 acquisition. But I have been working on 3 projects at the same time, which is not normal for me. And I do want to go ahead and apologize for my chair. I will say this in every video. It likes to squeak, it likes to make noises, and you might possibly hear my family. So that is, I guess, my intro. Let's go ahead and get started. Like I said, I do not have any finished objects. I have 3 whips. My kids' favorite whip that I currently am working on is the Salted Caramel Sweater Junior, and I am knitting them in drops Daisy in the color 23 and 01, and it has this really beautiful pattern. This is just gorgeous. I love it. He loves it. He keeps asking me when are you gonna work on my sweater? Why do you keep working on other whips? When are you gonna work on my sweater? So this is the back, and we made the top of the shoulders, and now we're gonna go down the back. And then from what I think I remember from the pattern is we'll knit until we finish this pattern, and then we will cast on the fronts, pick up the fronts from these sides. But it's going really well. It's beautiful. The pattern is easily readable, and I love this yarn. It's super soft. That is my first whip that I will probably be working on for quite a while. Let's see, I guess we can work on this one to move it out of the way. You can barely see, but I have my Serene Cardigan yarn in. It arrived, but in this bag I have my socks. Let's see, hear my chair? If you guys remember from a few videos back, I talked about this bag that my sister sewed me for all my knitting notions and stuff. It's full with some knitting notions and cables and stuff like that. So she made me that one, and she just made me this one and this giant one. Hold on, I'm gonna put down my little one. This giant one, girls would probably use it for like hair tools and stuff like that, but I'm gonna be able to fit a whole sweater and its yarn inside this ginormous bag. This is huge, but she sewed this for me. Isn't it beautiful? And it's these little mushrooms and this ruffle. So I've got the big one and then the little one. So this little one is holding my sock yarn. And if you watched my last podcast, I am knitting vanilla socks with Oopsie Daisy sock yarn. Let's see if I can put it right there. And this is how far I am on my sock. I'm almost to my toe. So cute. This is beautiful, beautiful yarn. I love it. I just did my normal 64 cast on. I did a shadow heel and knitting that right on up. And I want to show y'all my stitch marker. Look, it's a little bitty chihuahua. So when, I don't remember how old I was, my mom had got a little teacup chihuahua. She was the runt of her litter, so she wasn't actually supposed to, I guess you could say, runt of her litter. She wasn't supposed to be as small as she was. Her parents were normal sized chihuahuas, but she was so little. She passed away, and my husband is not a big fan of chihuahuas, so I was like, I am getting this little chihuahua stitch marker because it's the closest I'll ever have to having another chihuahua, because we currently have a our doggy, he is golden retriever and Australian shepherd mix, and that's our boy. And my husband is not one for little ankle dogs. And this is what it looks like caked up. This is beautiful. So excited. So in my next podcast, these socks should be done. Like, no problem. And I'll be casting on more socks. So that is where, and this holds like my sock yarn perfectly. There's even room in here. Beautiful. Awesome. That's how far I am on my second whip. And like I said earlier, my yarn came in from Holst Garn, and they look the exact same. Oh, that light is probably kind of making it not look the exact same, but in person these are the exact same. I held them up at the window in natural lighting and looked at them, and they're perfect. So Operation Finish the Serene cardigan is happening, and this is how far I am on the Serene cardigan. Let me figure out how I'm gonna hold this. So in my last podcast, I had just finished the sleeve of the Serene cardigan. This sleeve, I had just finished this one, and I am this far on the second sleeve. So I'm hoping I can finish this sleeve tonight and start working on the body, because I haven't done anything on the body. Waiting for this yarn to come in. Not sure if it was going to be the same like dye lot. Like, even when yarns are the same or from the same dye lot, sometimes they can look a little different. So I was a little worried about that. But that is how much I was able to knit on my Serene cardigan. And that is my third whip, and it's hopefully in my next podcast I will be almost finished with it. I know you guys are probably so tired of hearing about the Serene cardigan that's been on the needles for quite some time. But I did buy some stitch markers on Etsy, and that little chihuahua, and this really pretty one. Let's see if you'll be able to see it. Ooh. This pretty one, and trying to hold it for you guys, and this little seahorse are, hopefully you were able to see that. And the chihuahua I ordered from Wool and Gray off of Etsy. That's what it looks like, Wool and Gray. And I will leave the link to this shop in the description box below. So I ordered the chihuahua, the seahorse, and that really pretty one from Wool and Gray. Oh my goodness, where did I order these from? I'll just have to leave it in the description box of where I ordered these from, because I have no idea. But I ordered these little popsicle stitch markers. They're bigger than what I thought they were going to be, but that's okay, because I can use them for whatever I'm knitting on during the summer that is large, like my kid's sweater. Actually, I could probably, once I start working in the round, I can change it to one of these popsicles as my stitch marker. But I'll leave that in the description box. And so I feel like with those 3 whips, do I really need acquisitions right now? And I say that, but when I ordered the Holst Garn to finish my Serene cardigan, do I have it in here? On my Make 9, I have the Marielle. I'm not exactly, I can't like think of it on the top of my head, but it's a Marielle blouse. I think that's what it is. And it has these really pretty, it's a really pretty pattern, and I think it's perfect for spring. So when I ordered the rest for my cardigan, I went ahead and ordered this for the blouse. I'm sorry for the noise, just give me a second so I can pull one out. And I ordered this in Holst Garn Coast in the color Dove. And this is 55% lamb's wool, 45% cotton. And these are 50-gram balls and 350 meters, so 383 yards. And it's this very, not white, like creamy wheat oatmeal type color. And I want to knit that blouse in this for spring. I got some really cute navy blue linen pants that I think will go really well with the blouse. So that's this little purchase you'll see in a much later video, because not only do I have my son's salted caramel sweater to do, but I also have my daughter's in that neon pink that's back here that I showed you guys in my last video. So I've got to finish my son's and then work on my daughter's. So I have those ones. And also, I ordered some more sock yarn. I actually have more sock yarn coming in. But if you've seen a previous video that I knit my husband an anniversary sweater, I don't even remember what it was called, but it was in Drops Tweed, Drops Air Tweed maybe, I don't remember, but it was Drops Tweed in the like olive green color. I knit that for my husband, and then his friend seen it, like my husband was showing, look what my wife weighed, and he's like, oh, that's so cool. And so he bought the yarn and I made one for him as well. And I felt so bad because he's in a different state, and so I didn't know like the measurement for his arms, and my husband was like, they're just a little longer than mine. And so I knit it a little longer than his, but it still came up a little short. But my husband was like, it's okay, you can just roll them up. So I feel so bad about that. And my husband showed him like the socks that I've knit him, and he was like, oh, I want a pair of your ghost socks. So I will make him a pair of ghost socks, because I feel so bad for messing up the sweater, and you know, he paid for the yarn, and I just am like, would I have him like send him money to ship it back and fix it, and like the back and forth? But I saw this yarn on Etsy when I was looking. I'm sorry, that light is probably like not helping at all. Let's see if I can block it a little bit. I found this yarn called Ghost Ship on Etsy, and it comes with two of these, like the ones that you can like do a different color in the cuff, in the toe, or you know, the cuff and the heel, whichever. And you can make 2 pairs of socks out of this, because it's 440 yards, and then you have your 20-gram skeins of these. And so I told my husband, I was like, oh, you pick a color and he picks a color, and y'all can have matching socks. And so my husband and his friend will have matching socks. It's kind of hard for me to like knit things for other people. I think it's very easy to knit baby knits, but if I don't want to knit something for somebody, I find it really hard. But socks I can whip up really quick. Like I've made my sister multiple pairs of socks, my husband multiple pair of socks, myself, my sister-in-law, like the list goes on. But my husband's friends, when he makes friends, they become very close friends, and they're more like family than they are friends. Like a lot of my husband's friends, they are called uncle whatever by my kids. So they are more like friends for life, and I feel that those people become knit worthy, at least when it comes to socks. So yeah, socks are super easy to knit. I really love a mindless knit, especially if we're driving to church or at family dinner and things like that. But yeah, so I did buy that too. That will be casted on after I finish my socks. But I have knit, is it 3 pair of socks this year so far? I did my sister's green socks, my husband's socks that are right here, these ones, and oh no, I haven't done 3. This pair will be my 3rd pair. But that's awesome because last year I think I only knit like 5 pair of socks, and I really do like sock knitting. It's quite entertaining, quite fun for me. I know that there's some knitters that are like, oh no, I can't do socks, I'm not a sock knitter, but I love sock knitting. But that is where I'm at currently, a little update of my knitting. Yeah, so if you have any questions or anything like that regarding the projects I'm working on, I will have links and things like that in the description box. I would love to know what you are working on, and in my next video we should see quite a few things, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye.